Death row is a special housing unit in prison that holds inmates who are waiting to receive the capital punishment after being convicted of committing capital crimes. Since 1977, the states of Texas, Virginia and Oklahoma have executed the most death row inmates, with Texas taking the lead at a whopping 555 executions to date, according to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. As of 2008, the longest-serving prisoner on death row in the U.S. who has been executed was Jack Alderman, who served over 33 years before he took his last breath in the state of Georgia. Now, let's get to the point of the video. The last words, or final statements made by criminals literally moments before death, are sometimes weird, to say the least. Again, these are the final words they ever spoke. I can't even imagine what must have gone through their heads when they gave their final statement. While a lot of them are what I would call a more classic form of goodbye, some of them are straight-up unusual, borderline comedic, or just seem like they're trolling the world for one last time. Here are the weirdest ones I found. Number 10. George Appel. In the 1920s, George Appel was involved in an incident which led to the death of a police officer. He was executed by electric chair, and his last words were not only unusual but honestly, "It did make me laugh." He said, "Well, gentlemen, you were about to see a baked apple." Number 9. Madame du Barry. This one falls under the most chilling final words category. Madame du Barry was guillotined after being suspected of financially aiding people who fled the French Revolution. Her final statement shows the panic she was feeling. Her obvious attempt to cling to life is very unsettling. She said, "You are going to hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Just one more moment, I beg you." Number 8. James French. Another inmate who chose to go out the funny way. James French was serving a life sentence and was eager to be put down. In 1966, he was executed by electric chair after killing another inmate. His last words were, "How about this for a headline for tomorrow's paper? French fries." Number 7. Thomas J. Grasso. Executed after being found guilty of multiple murders, Thomas J. Grasso picked a very unusual topic to point out during his last statement. While a lot of inmates in his position use that chance to refer to the things they are accused of or to send a message to their loved ones, Grasso had a different approach. He said, "I did not get my SpaghettiOs, I got spaghetti. I want the press to know this." Number 6. Grover Cleveland Redding. In 1921, Grover Redding was hanged for causing the death of 2 people. His final words are not so much aggressive or revealing as they are unusual. "I have something to say, but not at this time. I can't help but wonder with this one if that was a joke or if he was actually hiding something and refused to reveal it." Number 5. Robert Alton Harris. These last 5 cases we address are the creepiest ones I could find. In 1978, before being executed by gas chamber after being found guilty of murdering 2 teenagers, Robert Alton Harris was given the chance to come up with a last statement, and this is what she said. "You can be a king or a street sweeper, but everyone dances with the Grim Reaper." Number 4. John Spencer Link. After being found guilty of murdering a man by shooting him in the back in 1973, John Spencer Link was sentenced to death by electric chair. His final statement was, "Capital punishment. Those without the capital get the punishment." With such a choice of a final statement, one can't help but wonder to what extent he was actually right. Number 3. Christopher Scott Emmett. Emmett was convicted of murder for fatally beating his co-worker with a brass lamp and was executed in 2008 by lethal injection. His last words were, "Tell my family and friends I love them. Tell the governor he just lost my vote. Y'all hurry this along, I'm dying to get out of here." Number 2. Lionel Herrera. Lionel Herrera was found guilty of murdering a police officer in 1981 and therefore executed by lethal injection. Just before he died, his final words reiterate his stance about his situation and issues a warning. "I am innocent, innocent, innocent. Make no mistake about this. I owe society nothing. I am an innocent man, and something very wrong is taking place tonight." Number 1. Sarah Good. Sarah Good was one of the first 3 women to be accused of witchcraft in the Salem witch trials. She was put to death by hanging after the townspeople accused her of casting evil spells and attacking a woman, but not before making sure that she points out the mistake made by the justice system of that time. She said, "I am no more a witch than you are a wizard, and if you take away my life, God will give you blood to drink." This last one also deserves to be in the top 10 list, and even to share the number 1 spot. It is one of the most bizarre ones I've ever heard, and it was made by Peter Kürten, a German serial killer known as the Vampire of Dusseldorf and the Dusseldorf Monster, described as the king of the sexual perverts. Kürten was found guilty of 9 counts of murder and 7 counts of attempted murder, for which he was sentenced to death by beheading in April 1931. His last statement was bone-chilling and highly unusual. He said, "Tell me, after my head has been chopped off, will I still be able to hear, at least for a moment, the sound of my own blood gushing from the stump of my neck? That would be a pleasure to end all pleasures." What would your last words be? Leave your craziest idea in the comments below.